Alrighty, welcome back to Gabs with Gabs. I'm here with a special guest, my friend Helena. Tell everybody about yourself.
Um, so I'm Helena. I am 23. I love to bake and do arts and crafts. I have a kind of fake job, so it's not really like, you know,
A fake job?
Yeah, I have a fake job.
What does that mean?
I'm in the Navy, but it's like not like, I don't know if I'm gonna like do that for realsies forever, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's just a hobby, really.
Yeah, I am a hobbyist in the Navy. So
Gotcha. What led you to the Navy, like, if you don't mind me asking?
It was like more so just like, I'm from the middle of nowhere, Kentucky, and I just like wanted to get out of there. Like I was 18 and I was like, I gotta go. I gotta get out. And so yeah, like they were like, oh, you can take this extra test and then we'll give you all this money. And I was like, oh,
that's how they get you.
Yeah, they did get me.
Yeah. Did you feel like the Navy was like your way out because you felt stuck in your hometown?
Well, it was like I saw other people and I was like, oh, I don't really want that to be me necessarily. And like I felt like for some reason I was like gonna go to if I went to college I was gonna like flunk out. I was like not gonna do well. Yeah. So even though I was like smart, I just like didn't really like think it was like for me at that moment. And I still like at 18 I like did not know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And at 23 I still don't know what I want to do with the rest of my life.
Exactly. And I feel like nowadays everybody feels like they need to have a plan and they need to be on a certain path because they see other people being a little bit more successful than them or starting families or having a successful career at a young age. But they just don't understand that they have their own path and they need to figure that out. And you said you were in the Navy and you said it was like kind of a hobby. Can you explain what you do in the Navy?
I'm a nuke, so I'm a mechanic nuke to be more specific. So we do like preventative maintenance for like the systems and like stand watch. And you just sit in a big box and you're like, okay, make sure these numbers aren't bad, and if they're bad, then you like do whatever. Yeah, like, it's pretty boring. Like people like are like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool, but it's really like you stand watch and you do maintenance and like other stuff. So
it's not too interesting.
I mean I do it, so I don't know if it's interesting.
But I know the Navy is very male dominant. Is it harder for you as a female to succeed in your career, or do you look at that as like a challenge?
Like definitely like initially, like when I first got to my first boat, I was like, I felt like people already had this like negative connotation about women, which like is a function of like what other women do. Like other women have obviously left a bad example, and then that makes like you like already like you're already starting like lower than you like the average man kind of like in terms of like how people perceive you, and like they'll just assume that you won't do anything. So you have to like kind of like work a little bit harder to get a leg up. But like if you try, then like that's all that we really need to like actually do well.
Yeah.
So if you just try. So yeah. I haven't had to try like exceedingly hard. So I think I do okay.
That's good. That's good. Do you think by your choice of your career, you said you wanted to get out because it's not like a permanent thing. Do you plan on going back to your hometown or do you plan on doing something else?
I definitely don't plan on like going back to like my hometown because it's like super small and there's like really like have to drive like really far to like get like a decent job. But I don't know if there's anything like from the skill set that I have gained. I don't think there's anything like around there that I could like, really like be like, okay, this translates well. So I just don't perceive myself going back to Kentucky though.
Do you plan on like seeing the world outside of the Navy?
So like I've been to like we had my last deployment was like kind of like a we call it like a med cruise. So like we went to like, objectively like a lot of port calls. So like I got to like go to a lot of fun places, and I was like, oh, this is okay. I mean, like I might go back to I won't go back to some places, but I'm gonna go back to like France to spend more time there, and then maybe like do like a Europe trip.
That'd be awesome. What was your favorite place on that deployment that you went?
Probably France. I went to Paris for like a
beautiful.
day and a half. It was pretty cool.
A day and a half in Paris.
Yeah,
oh my gosh. Did you see a lot?
So actually, I got to go on New Year's Day, which nothing's open. No, not a club, not anything, like really on New Year's Day in France. So it was like kind of like
it was kind of a quiet trip,
quiet night, but it was okay. It was so fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you said you like to bake. Do you have like anything in particular that you enjoy baking? Or like do you have anything that people like request on a daily, like, hey, you need to make this, it was so delicious?
The thing I get asked about a lot are the double chocolate chip cookies I make, or these like s'mores cookies that are like very similar, and they're like both like chocolate cookies, but they're very big hit.
Wow. So you said double chocolate chip cookies?
Yeah, like a chocolate cookie with chocolate chips.
And do you like look up the recipes, or you just come up as like, I really want a s'more, but I want a cookie?
The s'more one was like off the dome because Insomnia has a s'mores cookie, and I love it. I'm like, I can do this myself. So I was like, and like kind of like there's like some math, like a basic equation, if you will, for a cookie. So you just like you're like, all right, well, like, and then you just put it all together.
And then if you want to double it, you double it and stuff like that. That's awesome. And I feel like things that you make are better homemade.
Yeah, it's like definitely more fun, like a freestyling, if you will.
That's awesome. What got you into baking?
I don't know. Like it's been like a long time. Like really just one day just started, and now it's like a regular thing.
Yeah.
I'm like a birthday cake fanatic. Make a lot of birthday cakes for people's birthdays.
But that's so special, and like it creates like almost core memories. Almost.
That's like what my favorite thing about it is like the like providing like that for someone's like fun times. Like I made a joke last week that I was gonna be like a birthday clown. Like maybe I'm gonna be a birthday clown that makes cupcakes and cakes, because I went to a kid's birthday last week, so I brought cupcakes. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about like starting like your own TikTok of like just baking and your experience in the Navy? Because I bet you have a lot of like stories that you can tell that are kind of funny. Could you see yourself doing like social media like that?
I don't know if I have like the personality for it, honestly. Like I just like I don't know. Like I don't know. I feel like people wouldn't be interested. So I'm like, but like I do tell funny stories. Like someone once was like, "Oh my gosh, I just love listening to you." Like, I just like because I got so much.
Do you have to like open up? Because I know I'm a shy person if you don't know me, but once I start talking, I just can't shut up.
Yeah, I'm kind of similar.
Yeah.
I get moments to be like an oversharer.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And then I look back and I'd be like, did I really just say that to the person I just met? That's crazy.
But I think maybe it's like somehow like sometimes like about the vibes you get off that person. You're like, okay, well I can like be open with this person. So
yeah,
I guess it just like depends on the moments.
That is very true. I don't know. I just overshare with everyone. I don't like to have like skeletons in the closet in a way, and it could be a bad thing because I don't pick up that vibe. I'm like, that person's not really into like what I'm saying right now. So I tend to overshare and word vomit a lot of the time. literally. But anyways, what do you have somebody in your life that inspired you to be the person you are today? Like any like core memories or somebody that is your rock?
I don't know. I think like a lot about who I want to be is like just based off of like you know, you like act a certain way, like when you're young, and you're like, okay, like, well, I learned maybe I shouldn't do that, maybe I shouldn't be this, and it's like, I think like it's, I don't know, like I think I just like every day want to like think like, well, how can I be better? Kind of. I don't know if there's like a person I'm like trying to emulate really, but just like be like really only. I really only like to compare myself to myself because it's like I'm the only metric that makes sense.
Yes, and that makes total sense. I feel like, especially now in this generation, we're always comparing ourselves to someone to be better than them, but in reality, you're in competition with yourself and only you, and you can only be the best you can be in so many aspects. And I feel like a lot of people, since they're comparing themselves to other people, they get the idea of, I can't do this, I can't do that because so and so is doing that. It just brings like a weight on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel that way, that you find yourself comparing yourself to someone, or?
I am 100% guilty of it sometimes, and then I'll be like, oh, like what could I have done to be more like this person? Like, because they're obviously doing better than me in whatever regard, but like then it's like, well, our experiences have been different, and they're a completely different person. So like, and sometimes that's good for them, but like, would it really be good for me? I don't actually know.
Yeah.
So,
do you ever find yourself missing connections because you're comparing yourself, or do you ever find yourself trying to connect with people and trying to shape yourself because you're trying to be like someone?
I think I spent a lot of time like trying to like kind of fit into a little bubble that I thought was like a bubble that I wanted to be in, but I kind of realized it wasn't like a good bubble for me. So I was like, oh, this isn't me, and this isn't where I need to be. I need to be over here. So like, but like what they're doing isn't wrong. It's just like that's not what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
So
is that something that you've learned over time, or is that like something that you recently learned?
I think this year like I've had like a lot of oh like maybe this was like not great. So maybe like maybe I want to be like here.
Yeah.
And like I spent a lot of time like just like pondering about that. Possibly.
Yeah. Do you ever just sit with yourself about that? Like, is it a lot of reflection, or is it just like do and then do better next time?
I think I like to reflect a little bit. Like I actually was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and I was like yeah, like I just want to, because we were like talking about being bipolar, like we're kind of joking about it, and then she was like, have you ever thought about getting like, well, not that she was saying I was bipolar, but like, she was, like, we were like, okay, bipolarism, and then like mental health disorders, and then she's like, have you ever thought about like going and getting like assessed to see if you have like a mental health disorder? And I was like, no, actually, like I think I'm good. I think I'm rather I think like to freestyle, if you will, and then just like think every day like, okay, like here's what happened in this day, and here's how I reacted to it, and here's how I want to either do better or like do the same.
Yeah.
So
do you think the way you are is how you were brought up, or do you think the Navy created that?
I think now at this juncture, like I'm like a real adult, I think. And like a lot of ingredients have gone into like who I am, like my parents, my upbringing, and then like my time like in the Navy, and like thinking like, oh, I wish I would have done this like this, or wish I would have, you know, like we're headed in this direction.
Yeah. So. You do travel a lot for your job. Is it hard being away from home?
I try to like see my family like 2 to 4 times a year, which is like doesn't feel like a lot, but like I do talk to them. Like I talk to my sister like every day. Text my mom probably like every other day. We like call. Yeah. I go out of my way to make sure I call them like at least once a week.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Did you find a home where you are right now, or is home always going to be Kentucky?
So I've been here and in Charleston, but I can like say for certain like I like aspects of both, and I found like people that I really liked in both places.
Yeah.
But like I don't know where home is yet
Mhm.
because I'm still gonna pivot and move again, and then maybe move again after that. But like
Yeah.
it's I think I'll know it when I'm there.
Yeah. Do you like the nomad life, like not being in one place all the time?
It really didn't occur to me to care until like this year, and at this like uh, crossroads of like, oh, like what am I going to be doing for the next like 3 years, like or potentially 6. And I was like, I feel like you kind of miss the opportunity to make like long term connections. Like I made long term connections with people like I work with, but like um, you don't want all your friends to be people you work with because sometimes you know you really like, don't like love the people you work with because like I get they frustrate you. And so like I wish I'd like there was like more stability, more like ability to become grounded, I guess. Like here, more rooted, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, I wish I had taken the time to do that more.
Like build connections outside of work.
Yeah, outside of
yeah. It must be hard, especially like finding a really good friend, and then all of a sudden getting up and leave.
Yeah, that's like the people I've known for like a long time. I'm like, wow, I'm really sad to like leave them. I'm really getting like it's like becoming more real every day. I was at the beginning of this year, like a lot of people like I knew were gonna start leaving, and then like I knew I was gonna leave like next year.
Yeah.
But then it became this November.
So it came
sooner. It came a year sooner than it should have.
Came very serious.
Yeah, it's like oh wow, it's like I've seen people leave, but now I'm like I'm leaving, so it's like oh.
Is it like a different experience? Are you going through like different emotions versus seeing somebody you care about leave versus you being the actual person leaving?
So I'm not quite there yet, so I have to evaluate when I get there. But the build up is like I guess like other people leaving, it doesn't feel real until they're actually like gone, like until they like start driving away, and you're like, oh wow, they're like But like you still talk and you can like go visit, but it's like there's all this distance. But
then it's kind of sad in a way because especially if you really love the place that you're at, it's kind of hard to step away from that in certain aspects, and then you get attached to your new place and new people and stuff like that. Do you think that's just part of the growing process?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. What has been the hardest thing for you personally?
It's like a hard question. I don't know. Like a lot of things have been hard, but I think it's like pretty serious to like miss like super big family things, and then you're like, oh wow, like I miss on deployment, I miss my nephew like being born, and I was like, oh, like I didn't meet him until he was like 6 months old, so that was like all this life happened for like all my family. Like one of my best friends two of my best friends got married while I was gone, and so I was like, oh, all this life happened, and I was like, I just like kind of stayed stationary.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, like I guess I could be doing the same things as like people I know are doing. Like I could be having kids, but like I just like don't think it's like the right time for me.
Yeah.
So like I feel behind, but like at the same time I'm like okay with where I'm at.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I feel behind in a lot of aspects of life, especially seeing like people my age get married and have kids and buy a house and be so successful. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And then I have to like reflect. I'm like, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm exactly where I need to be in this moment, and I'm having a different experience of life versus what they're going through. And then sometimes you see the good aspects of their life, or you see the bad aspects of like them being a divorce and all this stuff. You're like, oh, so that's
it's not always rainbows and sunshines on the other side.
I feel like society romanticizes doing stuff so early and just jumping into things versus finding yourself in your 20s and growing as an adult. Because, like you said earlier, like you feel like you're an adult now versus what you did. Like, I don't know, I'm not going to quote you on it, but from what I took from it, it's like you said, you feel like more of an adult now than you were back like a year ago or so.
Yeah, like 100%. Like I've really figured a lot of stuff out this year. Like in the past year, past 6 months.
What is one big lesson that you've learned this year?
Big lesson. I think it's like if someone doesn't like if you're not someone's cup of tea, that's like okay, and you just have to like you're like okay, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
are you a people pleaser?
Kind of. Mm-hmm. So like that's like a hard thing that like oh, it's not a fun feeling, but like you're not everybody's. So
yeah. Yeah, and not everybody's gonna like you, and you don't have to please them at all. And there's gonna be difficult people, and sometimes you gotta work with them, and you just gotta take it with a grain of salt. Really. Do you find yourself like being frustrated at work and like taking that home, or have you found a way to like disconnect yourself?
Definitely, like early on, like I was not able to disconnect myself, but now I've been like, well, I'm really not a necessary like component. Like it will happen either way. Like, but I don't need to take it home and be frustrated about it. That's silly.
Has like baking helped you like disconnect? Is that like a disconnect for you?
Oh yeah, it's like something to like kind of like turn your brain off of like other things, and you're just like, okay, like this is the thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's really awesome. If you could tell your younger self before she joined the Navy, what would you tell her? Like, what are some what's some advice that you can give to her before she made that decision? Or what is something that you would tell her?
The money may not have been worth it. To think before she did things. Think about it like probably like 3 times, then say, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think more, do less.
Do you find yourself being less of a risk taker now versus when you were 18?
Yeah. Like I'm like, okay, like that's dumb. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I still did dumb things like last year, but now I'm like done doing dumb things. Now I know like there was a clear way I was like going before, but now I'm like, okay, that's not working. So
yeah,
pivot.
It's definitely a part of maturing for sure. Realizing that your actions do have consequences. I tend to find myself thinking with my heart and not my head, and just doing it, and then having those consequences later. So I definitely had to take a step back and like think before I do, especially like think before I say.
Yeah,
it's terrible because I would say something and I wouldn't think about like it being offensive to someone, and then it would come out. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. And I definitely find myself doing that. What is something that you haven't done yet that is like a craving to your soul, like that you want to do?
This is gonna kind of like a tangent, but like I really want to go on a mission trip. Like I really like want to go somewhere like super underprivileged and spend like a good chunk of time, like because I've been like what I've been reading lately, like in the Bible, like has really just like pushed me like it really has pushed me to think about like other people. Like I've had consecutive like big moments in the past 2 weeks where I've been like, okay, like putting other people, and like it's again my day-to-day life I've like seen things too that like make me think like I really want to put people above myself, like underprivileged people.
Yeah, and have that sense of humility and love and kindness.
Yeah.
Do you think you are obviously religious because you said you read the Bible? Do you think God is pushing you to do something with that, or in the Navy, like preach about Him in some way?
Not necessarily like in the Navy. I just like think like I don't know, like yeah, I don't know. I think it's like a side quest for my everyday life, I guess, kind of.
Yeah.
But like I hate that like I'm saying it's a side quest, but I
Mm.
think it's like something that's really more important than a side quest.
Yeah.
So I think that's like
You just don't know when yet.
yeah.
That's awesome. Have you always been religious?
No, I like actually like well, I didn't like find out about like I didn't like really find out who Jesus was until I was like 16, and then one of my good friends like was like, okay, like here, this is you know this is this and this is that, and I like took that for a little bit, and I was like, okay, like this is this and this is that, but then I like kind of like walked away from it,
Yeah.
and that was like a huge like if I could go back, I wish I would have never walked away. That was like a stupid decision, and I really didn't come back to faith until recently, and like I was like kind of like the okay, I'll go on Sunday, like checking the box like person for a couple, like a year and a half, and then it really like this past year has really like been like okay, like this is like I have to step this up now. Like,
Yeah.
and that's like really the big lesson. It's like okay, this is where I need to be putting my time and my priorities.
That is awesome. And especially being in an environment full of different types of personalities and different types of people, I truly believe having your faith could really influence how you do your job and how you see people and view the world as well.
Yeah, and it like, helps like like I have to give this person grace. Like like when they're frustrating you, you're like, okay, well, like I can't like be frustrated at this person. I have to like take a step back and think about it and be like and go the right way.
So has like your faith been like kind of your center of giving people the benefit of the doubt almost? Like you don't. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go first.
I was gonna say like kind of seeing where they're at and what they're going through, like being more empathetic.
Yeah, it definitely has like been huge in like making me like think more of others and be like, okay, well maybe this is why this. So
that's awesome. That's really fantastic. I feel like there's a big boom in people coming back to faith. I was definitely one of those people. I don't know if you knew, but I was an atheist for quite some time. It was definitely a dark time for me, but coming back to faith and being where I'm at now definitely made me reflect on my decisions in life and who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. I think it's truly amazing that you want to serve people in different ways. Can we talk a little bit more about that? Like, how would you want to serve them? Like, would you want to go there and like build houses or like feed them food or just like live among them?
I think like build or feed food or something of that nature. I really have like not schemed on it too hard, but it's like really it's like taking up more space in my head. It's like growing. So
that's awesome.
I'll have to act on it eventually.
There's like I know there's like mission trips that people go on and they go to like North Dakota or South Dakota and they go on to like um almost like reserves and they preach and they cook for them and they spend like months on end with them. It's really really cool. And then I know they have some overseas. Would you like to do it in the States or would you like to go overseas about it?
I don't know. I think I also could probably like also serve this purpose by like doing more volunteer work.
Yeah.
Like, I think like that would be more like I know I just like I feel like I don't know I feel like I think about myself too much and it's like it's so easy to be like tunnel visioned and like oh like this but like I really like need to start I think it's like a more of like a steps process like first step about putting other people first is
Yeah.
probably like, okay, maybe I'll go to a soup kitchen. Maybe I'll go do this. I think
Maybe I'll donate blood or like little things too.
I gotta put that in action.
That's awesome. That is awesome. It's really hard to put other people's first, especially since we're only human and we're like, well, that's not really going to benefit me at all. But I think that's so great that you are doing that. I tend to find myself not putting people first, so that's definitely one of my next steps that I want to do. So I think that's truly awesome in so many ways. Um, anyways, I have so many questions. I could be here for hours, like just chatting. Um, what are some strengths that you learned along the way that you never thought that you could learn?
I think something that I like wasn't like growing up. I wasn't like a good like I wasn't very very social.
Mm-hmm.
But like now I've like being in the Navy, I've like learned to be okay. Well, I've actually been made to be okay with talking to other people that like I don't have like already have a rapport with.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I've gained.
Yeah.
So now I used to never just like be able to like walk up to somebody and then just like ask them for something, but now I can. Now I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
oh my gosh, that is so relatable because I'm the same way. Because I'm not the type of person that will like go up to them and start a conversation. Like I envy people like that. I definitely think it's a learning thing. Even like when me and you met, like I was so scared of being there. I was so nervous, especially since me and you have a mutual friend.
Yeah.
I think the way he went about it was kind of wrong. I don't blame him in any way. He was just having a wonderful time. But I was so happy when you came up to me and just started chatting, especially about your little story about your neighborhood and your little homeless people.
Yeah.
I thought it was amazing, and I felt so happy. And I'm so glad that I got your social media and stuff like that, and we stayed in touch. Because I would have definitely kicked myself if I didn't. Because I truly don't have very many friends that are female. But I'm so glad to have you in my life, and I'm so glad that we met too.
Me too.
So I was truly happy because the way he was describing it, he was like, "This is so and so, this is so and so, this so so," and he kind of just wandered off, did his little sign mission, and then they were like, "Oh, by the way, there's more people in the water. You can meet them when they come." I was like, "Oh, okay," and then I'm just standing there. I barely caught anybody's name. I'm just kind of there.
Yeah, that's like a horrible like kind of like introduction. Like, yeah.
I felt like I what was going through my mind. I was like, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I'm just standing here awkwardly. I should just leave. And then you came up and went, "Oh, you're new. Hi, my name is Helena. Nice to meet you." And then you kind of just walked away. I was like, "Oh, that was awesome." So I was kind of happy that you came up to me first, and I didn't have to like introduce myself in a way. But it's definitely a core memory of mine for sure.
I can make that.
It was truly funny. But yeah, it was definitely a bad way of introducing someone, especially since I didn't know anyone but him. But me and him talk from time to time, and I don't hold anything against him. Like I said, he's
just silly.
He's just having a good time all the time. Have you ever found yourself in a season where you didn't really know what you were doing or what your path would be?
Yeah, like the last like 2020 like 2 to 20 like mid 2024 like that whole time I was just like just kind of being a goose.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Now I think I'm a little more solid. I think I have like a rough estimate of what I'm doing for the next 6 years. So
yeah,
I have kind of a path.
That's awesome. In that sense of like not knowing, how did you feel during that time? Were you like scared or did you feel anxiety at all?
Not like too super much about like the idea because it's like I think another thing that the Navy is kind of fun for. It's like okay, well I have this many years, so I have to figure anything out like super solid. Like I'm good until this year, and then it's like okay, well, but then at times you can kind of get in your head about it a little bit. You're like, well, like this, and this, but I haven't ever been too super worried.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, for people that are in that season of unknowing, what are some advice that you can give to them?
Figure out yourself before you start worrying about other people. That's huge.
That's solid. That is solid advice right there. Um, anyways, let's see. Hmm. Do you play music while you bake? Like, do you have to be in the mood? Like, do you have to, like, do you just wake up one day and be like, yeah, that sounds good? And you just go in the kitchen and cook?
Lately, it's been more of like a planned evolution. Because I'm like, okay, I have this thing, and I'm gonna do this for that. There have been a couple times where it's like a days long, like a day, like the day in advance. I'm like really scheming. Like I think I made like one birthday cake that was like super like I have to get this right because I was really it was a baby, but so I don't. But I was like I really liked the person I was making it for, so it was like okay, put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, she was plotting. She was plotting and scheming about it.
Yeah,
all the time. That's funny. Um, no, that's awesome. I really envy you for like doing that, and how's that your passion? And then that's kind of like goes back to what you were saying, like you want to put others first and like serve people. So by you baking is kind of doing that in some shape or form.
I think a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't ever ask anybody to pay me. Like because I usually do it with like coworkers and like wives and whatever. So they're like, how much do I owe you? Like, no money, please.
It was. I like doing it.
I do. I enjoy it, and like really like the supplies aren't really like that expensive.
But do you make everything from scratch, or do you buy like the box cake and then go
No,
from there?
I don't ever make box cake. I make my own icing too. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I made some homemade icing today actually, and it turned out pretty okay.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I didn't know that.
Okay, I did cheat though. For my little pumpkin pies, I did buy like pie crust or pre-made because I really just did not want to go through that for making pie crust. Every time I've made pie crust, it just comes out like super like too buttery, and I don't know. I think I need to like invest a little more time into that to really get that right.
With the holidays coming up, you must be like in the kitchen all the time, like cooking up a storm for like either Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff like that.
Yeah, so this year I'm actually gonna be home, like home with my family for Thanksgiving and Christmas, hopefully. So, which has like not been the case because like normally like on a boat you like get to choose like one or the other. But this year because my like transfer date's like in such a weird time, then I think I'm gonna be able to go home for Christmas too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. So, yeah, I'm gonna cook for my family on Thanksgiving. I'm super excited.
That's awesome. Do you cook like everything from the turkey to the stuffing to dessert?
I've had like a Thanksgiving gathering for like the past like 2 years. I cooked everything.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. You say you have a sister. What is some advice that you could give to her going forward? Is she a younger sister or an older sister?
She's 2 years younger than me, but she kind of has like more of a life than me. She has a kid. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean like I learn things from her all the time actually. So I don't know. One thing I like would love is that she did like advice be like finish the degree, finish the nursing degree. That's what I would love for her to do, so she can like put her. I think it's like partially it's like putting herself first a little bit more, and she could make more money.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you're really close with your sister?
Yeah, I would say we're pretty close.
That's awesome. That's really wonderful. And I'm so glad that you're going home for the holidays. For everybody that don't know, a lot of people don't get to go home for the holidays. They get stuck on a boat, like she said. Or sometimes they don't even get stuck in the boat. They're stuck in a barracks room alone 90% of the time.
Yeah, it's like not fun.
By being in the Navy, have you figured out how to be okay with yourself in some shape or form because you are alone a lot of the times, or do you find peace in it?
Sometimes being alone can feel very chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
And like, but like things like I like to do is like keep myself busy, like with like baking or like arts and crafts or like being out and about doing stuff with people.
Yeah.
Like even if I'm not with like my family or like whatever, I like still like I do other stuff.
Yeah.
To like fill the time.
Yeah. That's amazing. If you can go back to the beginning, what would be something that you would do differently?
Well, there's a lot of things. So just one, there's some things too.
Yeah.
Hard to say. Like I don't know. Like, but like there are things I would love to change, but like all the things like all added up together make me who I am now. So like I could be completely different. So I don't know. I don't know if I would change anything now at this juncture. But like I know I'm not perfect. Like I'm definitely not perfect. But like I know where the flaws are, and I know how I want to get away from that and become more of like what I want to be.
Yeah. Can you elaborate more on that? Like, what steps are you taking to get there in a way?
Like reflection, being more focused on my relationship with God, and like really just trying to be a good person, but also doing other things that are like required. Like kind of. I think those are the steps.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. Do you have any questions for me before? Because I think I'm out of questions, honestly.
Oh, I don't. I feel like I kind of feel bad because like I didn't bring a list of questions to ask you, so it was like so now I'm like I was just very one sided. I didn't ask you anything.
It's all good. You can ask me anything. That's why we have a podcast, because I really just want to have open conversations with everybody, and you could talk about anything. We can even keep going and ramble if you really wanted to.
Are you happy with where you're at? Well, where you're at right now, and where you think you're going?
Yes and no. I feel like where I am is not where I thought I would be. Earlier this year, I was enlisting into the Navy as well. And I went up to MAPS and I was about to sign a contract, but come to find out, like, not everything in my contract was there. And that was a very disappointing part of my life, because if I really like sit back and reflect on it, I could have been in my A school right now, or I could have been in the fleet already. And it's a lot of like, what if I did this? What if I did that? If that makes sense. But definitely where I am right now in my life is definitely unknown, because I don't know where I'm going to be in 3 months, or I don't know what is going to happen next year, and that's kind of
scary.
It's kind of scary, the unknown, but it definitely humbled me in a way, and it definitely made me reflect on my relationship with God as well, and take a step back and understand that it is okay to not know, and it's okay to be unsure and kind of unhappy where you're at. Because the way I look at it is like, if you're happy where you're at, you're not really growing. So I'm always trying to learn and grow and be happy to the extent I can be, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Make the most of it.
Make the most of it, yes. I think the most, like, something that I'm struggling with right now is just being still and just letting everything happen and then going forward from that. I don't like to be still. I don't like not knowing, and I don't like change. So that is just something that I need to work on personally. But yeah.
Why do you have the uncertainty? Is it because you don't know, or because like you're like put in a position of like you don't have a choice?
Um, because everything in my life was certain. From a really, really young age, um, I was always like a vivid memory of mine as like my mom having a conversation. What do you want to be when I grow up? Oh, I want to be a doctor. I want to be this. And then going on through school and knowing that, yeah, I'm going to college. Yeah, I'm going this. Just having everything almost kind of handed to me and being at like a solid foundation, and then going into high school and realizing like I can't have everything handed to me. That's not realistic, and that's not something I want to have in life. Because if you look at children now or people now, you could point out who has had everything handed to them and not really worked a day in their life in a certain way. I know that's kind of like harsh to say, but I didn't want to be like that. So I definitely needed to change that, and it was a scary thing, and I definitely failed a lot of times, and I think that's another reason why I'm scared of it being uncertain. Because what if I fail, and what if I don't finish my degree? What if there's a lot of what ifs, and it gives me a lot of anxiety, but I've learned to like calm it down to a certain extent.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Did you start college like later than like 18?
Actually, I started college right after high school. So I graduated, and then it always leads back to the military. I wanted to go into the military, and then I backed out of it. And my dad was kind of like, you can't just be sitting around working a full time job your whole entire life, like living paycheck to paycheck. And I was like, well, I'm going to figure something out. Like, just let me be. And it's kind of funny because like my dad was like, okay, let's go get a smoothie and let's go have lunch, blah, blah, blah. Kind of tricked me, drove me to my nearest community college and went, pick a degree that is going to benefit you in your life. And if you asked me back then, like, what I thought about that, I would have said it was kind of messed up. Like, I didn't want to go to school. I've been in school my whole entire life. I graduated, and I just want to be. But I'm really thankful for him by doing that, and those words really stuck with me. Pick a degree that is going to benefit you in your life. I ended up doing a year and a half at that community college, and I did emergency services, and then I switched over to nursing, and then I also minored in personal training and fitness. So I did that for a little bit, and then dropped out, pursued the Navy once again, was working my butt off at a retail job that I hated and was miserable at. Um, Things didn't work out in the Navy, and now I'm here. So it was definitely a lot of trial and error, for sure.
I mean, like, and that's okay. That's stuff happens.
Yes. um, but I wouldn't change it. Like, I wouldn't change anything in the world. Like, the mistakes that I made in the past, the choices that I made, and the things that I said, and all led me to here and now, and having meaningful conversations and sharing my story. Because I feel like people can relate to that in certain aspects, and having fear of the unknown. And I bet you're scared because you're moving at the towards the end of the year. I bet you're scared of that change.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I think about it, and I'm like, oh, what if, like, I, where I'm going, I chose to be. I went out of my way to say, like, I want to go here because I wanted to see if I liked it. And, but then, like, I'm like, what if I hate it? And then it's like 3 years of my life that's like, oh no. and like it's also gonna like mean like I have to work a little bit harder than what I'm probably a lot harder than what I'm working right now to like achieve the same result. But I think it'll be like at the end of the day, I will learn things from it, and it will make me more of what I'm supposed to be. I mean, it happened. Like it was. I had to ask for this to happen, and it did happen. So I think it's supposed to happen.
I love that, and you worked your butt off for it. Nukes go through a lot of schooling. Do you plan on doing school after the military?
I don't really know. Like I don't like. I think the next 3 years are gonna decide what are gonna like maybe decide whether or not I stay in or get out. Well, yeah, they are actually. Like I didn't like the flavor of what I was doing before, so I was like, okay, this is a different flavor of what I'm doing, and so I'm gonna go here, and if I like love it to pieces, then I'm gonna be like, okay, well, put my name on the paper, sign the thing. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if I do like end up doing 20 somehow, then like I don't think I'm gonna go to school, but it might be fun after. It is definitely going to college for like an amount of time is like a good way to like scam the government because like you use your GI Bill, you can get like BH like money for housing. So like that's like a good deal. Like you're going to school, they're paying for the school, and they're also paying for you a place for you to live.
Yeah.
So like that's extra money. Like I wouldn't necessarily like having to do like a lot for. So I definitely probably will utilize that.
And I don't know if you knew, but they do pay for housing and they pay for like groceries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's wild how much money you get from GI.
It's a good deal.
It is. And I feel like a lot of people in the military don't use that to the extent.
Yeah, they like get out and they're like, I don't go to school, I don't want to do this, but it's like it's not. You don't have to go to school to go to school. You go to school and you're getting paid to go to school.
Exactly. And what people don't realizing, all the school that you do in the military counts as college credit.
Yeah, like I looked into going and like starting a degree while in the Navy. And like I only have to do like 2 years school. So,
wow.
Yeah, like it's like more or less. Like it just depends. Well, it depends on like what you want to do though. Like, for like nukes, like if you want to get like an engineering degree, like you'll get a lot of credits. Like so, or like pretty like generalized. But if you want something like super specific, then you'll need more stuff. And it also depends on like the school you pick too.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really great. Like 2 years to complete a degree, and it's gonna be a 4-year degree, correct?
Yeah, to get like
wow,
yeah,
that's amazing. Wow, and that's awesome. Any other questions?
Wait, what are you going to school for now?
I'm going to school for medical psychology. I don't know if I'm going to use my degree. I'm looking into an officer program. That's for sure.
Yeah, you could be like a psych, like a psych on a boat or something like the Navy.
I could. I really want to be a pilot. Pilots don't really need like a particular degree.
They just need a degree.
They just need a 4-year degree and something. It is really competitive, and I think that's what I like about it is how competitive it is versus the other officer jobs out there.
For sure. Do you think you're ready to be a pilot?
I would love to be. I think it's definitely an adrenaline rush, and I definitely like that aspect of it. And it'd be like a full circle moment too. My dad was in the Navy for 30 years, and he worked on fighter jets. He was an AD in the Navy. So I think it'd be a full circle moment to a certain extent, for sure.
For sure.
It's definitely exciting to think about and pursue. Anyways, we have a little guest who's harassing my other guests. With that being said, thank you for coming. Thank you for answering all my Stitch. Oh my goodness. Thank you for coming, and thank you for answering all my questions.
Yeah, for sure.
Until next time. Bye.
Now I see you. I cannot